Okay, Appliance Boot Camp. This is Mike Sneed coming to you again. I want to say good afternoon to everybody. I'll give YouTube a few minutes to let everybody know that we're here. This past weekend was a good weekend, kind of bittersweet. This was the last Appliance Boot Camp that we've done. That we will be doing in our old building. This is where we got our start at, and it holds a lot of memories. But our next applies boot camp next month and on the 29th of February, we will be in our new building. It'll be like a soft start, a little soft opening, but we'll be in the new building for our next appliance boot camp. This past appliance boot camp was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Like I said, it was the last one that we will have here. Like I said, I had a lot of good memories here. Met a lot of good people here, and this place it has a little magical feel when we get everybody in here, and we're actually repairing appliances. It's a very intimate setting, and I'm gonna miss this. Uh, Also, I wanted to let me grab something real quick. Just show you what we had this weekend. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, but I wanted to show you all this right here. I'm very proud of this. This brochure that Mr. O from O Fix It. He came down to see. He was one of the alumni that came down to the actual last appliance boot camp here. And what he did, he actually went made us an actual brochure with all the third-party warranty companies that he has worked with and that he's working with, and the pros and cons of each one of them, the contact information, the recruiter names, who you need to get in contact with, how they pay, if the ones that wouldn't pay, he details everything. And he gave this to the actual people who came out to Appliance Boot Camp, and I'm very proud of this. This is something I wanted to do, but like I said, I told them I was gonna go kind of fill out the third party warranty companies, but after I applied to one or two of them, they started calling me too much, and I said I said I'll wait and let the actual alumni do it, and he done it, and I want to show his vehicle too. Um, I'm very proud of the alumni, man. This thing is really uh, it really amazes me every time that when I see the alumni when they come back and how well people are doing. But I'm gonna share his vehicle. No, this right here is his vehicle that he has now. He was here in October. He came to Appliance Boot Camp in October. This is his actual vehicle. When he first came, he had a little magnet, and when he came back, he told all the students and stuff. Appliance Boot Camp paid for this. He said he didn't pay for it. His company has paid for all of this, and his story is so amazing. Like I say, I'm gonna start doing videos with the actual alumni. I wanted to do one with him this weekend. To be honest with you, we haven't told a lot of people a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes at Appliance Boot Camp, and we had some people who we've had people who don't want to see Appliance Boot Camp go, and I didn't want to put nobody. I really don't want to put people in harm's way. So some of the stuff that happens behind the scene, we kind of keep it hush hush. Some of the alumni knows some of the stuff that goes on. It's crazy just because you try to show people how to fix appliances, some of the stuff that people do, and some crazy people on the internet. And I don't want anybody that's coming to appliance boot camp to get harassed by some of the crazy people that's popping up out of the woodworks from the internet and stuff. And especially we have some people who bring their young kids over, and I don't want them to get caught in any crazy mess that goes on the internet. But going forward, people need to hear Mr. O and them stories. And the ones that know some of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, if they still comfortable with going online and talking, I would love to get them online and actually let them tell their story. But yeah, this is his vehicle. He's doing very well. He quit his job. I didn't know that until maybe a week ago. He quit his job and he's doing this full time. And he was telling us um, right after he had quit his job, I guess he had an accident where he actually ran into a big dog and messed up his car, and he had to get it fixed. And with him getting having to go get it fixed, it was gonna cost him like $500. And he was like, if he hadn't have been doing appliance repair, $500 when he was working his job was a lot of money. But because he had been doing appliance repair, he wasn't gonna call it $500 on nothing. He said, "Go ahead and fix it." He was like, "Hey, you got the cash right now. Go ahead and fix it. Get it done. It needs to be done." And he was like, all of that was from appliance boot camp, and I was so glad to hear his story. And like I say, going forward, I'm gonna start doing a series where I can actually go and talk to the alumni, and we'll start doing it. I like to do it live on one of the nights where everybody's tuning in, where we have a night where we'll do a spotlight on one of the alumni. But yeah, I was very happy for him doing that, and all the other, believe it or not, it's almost like a football team or something we have. It's a family. Because I hear after we have a live event, all the alumni start to call me the next day, want to know what the new class look like, how they look, where they from, and all that stuff. They're interested in the people who's coming behind them. Everybody called me, start asking how was the class this weekend, how they look, how Appliance Boot Camp doing. So it's crazy how that works, and the ones that's nearby, they stop in to check in on the people coming. We had Slick stop in, and they stop in and they give them real life scenarios and they give them stuff that they need. And it's funny too, man. It's funny that they bring out their tool bags. And they got tool bags, and you saw Mister O truck and stuff. They got stuff that I envy. I said, man, how y'all get these nice tools and stuff? They got the best tools, the best gadgets I haven't seen that they're bringing out, showing us out because they're out there doing it a lot more than I am. I'm only out there maybe 1 or 2 days and doing 1 or 2 service calls, but they're out there every day doing a bunch of service calls, and they seeing a lot more stuff than I might be seeing, than I am seeing. So they bring a lot of wealth back to the appliance boot camp. And I want to thank them again and all the other alumni that's been calling, checking up, and want to know how things are going, and the ones that just call all the time just to check up. Um, but one of the other things that we're gonna talk about what the topic is today, how to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. We have the live event, and the live event is one thing with the hands-on, but we have the after event afterwards. Like I say, a lot of times after the actual course is over with every night, most people hang around 2 or 3 hours later. I don't kick nobody out as long as they want to talk. I'll sit there and talk. I love to talk myself, and we have some of the best conversations in after hours after we finish training. And this was one of the conversations we were having. People wanting to know how you pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. Everybody telling you to pull yourself up, but the question is now, how do you do it? How do you do it? And this was one of the discussions we kind of hit on Saturday night. We didn't go too far in depth into it, and I've been thinking about it the last couple of days since we kind of brushed up on it, and I wonder how many other people actually out here want to know how you do it, how you pull yourself up. And I think a lot of this, it might be some of the questions that I was listening to that was popping up. I think some of it might be popping up right now. We having especially in the African American community, we having a big discussion between what we call ADOS, American descendants of slaves, and we have a kind of a discussion between what they call the DIYs, the do-it-yourselfers, people who think that you can actually go do something for you can you can overcome these obstacles of poverty and low income without the help of the government. That you can just do it yourself and just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So, and one of the questions people always want to know, well, how do you do it? And then the people who they tell people who can pull themselves out of their bootstraps, then they will actually go and look at that person track record and see if they were actually able to do it. And some of the times they weren't able to do it. Um, they and unfortunately, we in the African American community, we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs to start with, so we don't have a big pool to pull from. So the ones that go out there, you don't usually have mentors that actually can actually mentor you and tell you how to do things to cut out a lot of the mistakes. So a lot of times, if you're the first person going out there trying to be an entrepreneur, you're gonna make a bunch of mistakes, and you're not gonna have the guidance of people who've been there before. Like I said, my past business partners, you talking about 200 or 300 years, their families have been in business. So just about anything that's gonna come up, somebody in their family have been through it. And not only his family have been in business 300 or 400 years, he has a network of uh, of 10 people in his 10 families that he do business with, and each one of those 10 families got people from 200 or 300 years been doing business. So he got people he can pull from all the time, and he got the resources so that he does hit a bad spot, is not able to destroy him. He's able to keep moving. And so unfortunately in our situations, most of the time we're the first ones going out. We don't have mentors, we don't have people we can actually pull information from, and a lot of times we're a little underfunded, and we're a lot underfunded, and so anything that goes wrong, a lot of times it could devastate you. But I've been somewhat fortunate. I don't think I'm not as successful as, like I say, some of my business partners or as some other people out here. Um, but I am one of the ones that have been able to, as we say, do it yourself, pull myself up by my own bootstraps. Because I ain't have no help from nobody. Well, I'll take that back. I had my wife when I was unemployed for a while. My wife's job was able to keep me from being homeless. But that's all it done. That's all we done. We like I said, like I told people, we couldn't afford to get a haircut or to even get her hair done. So it wasn't no excess money. It just kept us from being homeless. But from there, I've been able to somewhat do okay and get myself where I'm stable. I don't worry about my immediate family. I don't worry about myself and my wife and my kids, how they're gonna do, and how we're gonna pay for college and all that. I'm able to do that, and I don't have to worry about how we pay for the mortgage and all that stuff gonna get paid if we're gonna eat and if we got money. I got all that taken care of, and right now I'm actually working on paying for stuff for my kids and grandkids, my grandkids. I'm working on my grandkids right now that I don't even have. So I'm going to give you all the formula that I use. And what I'm doing in Appliance Bootcamp is the exact, what I'm teaching in Appliance Bootcamp is the exact formula that I use. So the first thing you have to do when you find yourself in this situation where you totally broke and you're out of money, you gotta realize how in the world that you get into this situation. Because a lot of times, when I was unemployed and broke, I thought I thought it was just a string of bad luck. I thought it was just bad luck had happened, and I could whatchamacall. Uh, Once again, there's nothing wrong with the religion and stuff like that, but I thought I could pray my way out of it. I thought it was prayer. I could pray and believe and have faith, and things was going to change. It does come with some faith, but me just going to church praying and believing and having people pray for me and all that, that didn't help me. It didn't help me. So That's not a kick on church because probably if I didn't have that at that point in time, I probably would went crazy. But it kept me from going crazy, but it didn't never lift me up out of my spot. So first of all, you got to realize how you got in that situation. Most of you all, why most of us are in this situation, is because when we graduate from high school and college, we have absolutely no marketable skill that you can take to the marketplace. I mean, absolutely nothing. Um, like I said, 25, 30 years ago, when you graduated from high school, when I graduated, at least then I was at the very tail end where they gave you a marketable skill. So if you graduate from high school, you can actually go out and actually uh, find employment or be able to sustain yourself. And at that same time, they still had manufacturing factories here. So you can, if you wasn't going to college or if you didn't have a skilled trade, you can actually go into the factory and you can actually work in the factory and earn a living and be fairly okay, have a fairly good life. Um, but now, because there's no marketable skills been taught, and when you graduate from high school, and then when you go to college, is you ain't getting you majoring in anything. Because when I graduated from college, the thing was they say they weren't going to train you to do anything. They just you went to college to get a degree to show the employer that if you was given a task that you would stick to it, and once you went to work for somebody, then your employer would train you, and that's what happened. Like I tell people, when I left out of college after going for 4 years for electronics, I didn't know how to read schematics. I can fix no I can nobody can give me a piece of electronics, electronic device with the schematics, and tell me to fix it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I knew all the catchphrases and stuff like that, and I knew how to do all the formulas and all that, but I didn't know how to apply it to an actual real world scenario and fix something or get any results or anything. I couldn't design anything. Um, but when I went to work for the corporations as an engineer, they actually taught me and I actually learned. So they were correct at that time. But what's happened now, the college universities are still teaching that the same way, where they when you graduate now, they still believe that you're going to go get a job and people learn you on the job. And I was telling people this weekend, it's just like playing football. You know, it used to be if you drafted a quarterback in the NFL, you let them sit on the bench for 2 or 3 years and let them develop. But now, if you draft a quarterback, hey, opening game, he better be throwing 2 or 3 touchdowns. He better be performing, or else you ain't got time for him to wait. And the fans don't have time for him to wait. The team don't have for him to wait. He got to come in ready to play. And that's where companies are now because of technology now, and technology moving so fast. When they bring you on, they're expecting you to be able to contribute. Nobody's got time to teach you anything. So that's the thing now. The colleges now, and now the more education you got, sometimes it's worse off that you become because now you actually feel like you have to have a certain type of job in order to meet the debt load that you have from the student loans, or you feel like because you went to college and you have your degree that you have to have a certain job to fit to justify you going to college. So now you became worse off. You just can't take any job. The other day, a young guy that I've been trying to help, I've offered him a job. He don't even work full time. I offered him a full time job, and he told me he couldn't take it. I said, why not? And he told me he want to. I offered him full time employment to actually teach him a skilled trade to actually show him the business. I was using it as I was gonna try to use them as a way to see if I could actually get to the younger generation to actually show them this skilled trade. Now here it is, you all guys are paying all this money coming across the country. You know, this weekend we had people from Hawaii that flew from Hawaii to come here and learn. Where this guy, right down the street from me, I say, hey, you get to set beside, and y'all just coming for a weekend. And I'm telling these guys, y'all can be beside me every day for the next 6 months, and I'm going to show you all everything and show you all how to start your own businesses, how to do everything. And he told me no, and I asked him why, and he said that's not what he want enough money to support his family. And I was like, well, you ain't got no money now. But he called today. Now I wanted to want to know if he can he come back and reconsider and get the job. So I told him to come back and talk to me Wednesday. So Wednesday we're gonna have to have what we call a come to Jesus talk. Well, we got to sit down and talk, and I got to tell him this is not how to work. You looking for well anyway. I had that conversation with him on Wednesday. But yeah, so he called me today because now at that point in time I had just paid him. Now he broke, but now he wants to come back and make another hit. No, I don't work like that. Don't work like that. So Wednesday, him and I gonna have to have a come to Jesus talk. But yeah, that's the problem now. You all and y'all feel like you're entitled once you go to school to have that. And the other problem that you have, number two problem, is that they exported all the manufacturing jobs and they imported all the skilled trade jobs. So now your labor is obsolete. If you were somebody who didn't go to college and at that point in time, 25, 30 years ago, your labor was worth something. Your manual labor was worth something. But now all those jobs that you used to do in the manufacturing field and stuff, they're gone, and they're not coming back. And the skilled trade jobs that you were doing, those jobs they imported people from across the from Mexico to do those jobs. So they no longer needed to put them in school. They say, well, what we're gonna do about skilled trades? They say we'll import them. I don't know if it's good or bad, depending on where you look at it. But because of the things with the political climate now, with the new president and all that, a lot of the people have gone back over into Mexico or left places that's not so friendly for illegal, undocumented workers and stuff. And that has freed up a lot of work for the lower end Americans around here. Believe it or not, I tell people the last 2 years. I've been taking pictures of African American men working on the roads. I had never seen them working on the roads for 20, 30 years. Now I actually see more African American men than Hispanic men working on building roads and stuff around here in Clayton, North Carolina. In North Carolina, I won't see that for until the last 2 or 3 years, but now I see it again, and that's freed up a big demand. Why we got so many people looking for skilled trade workers again, and that's why our demand is so high right now for the skilled trades because a lot of people move back across the border or move to places that are a little bit more friendlier and open it up for us to for people. It open up the bigger gap for skilled trade workers. And third and not last, the biggest killer that's coming into to keeping you all to be poor and keeping everybody from not being able to sustain themselves is automation. We have hit a point now where technology has gotten to the point where you don't need as many workers, and you don't. At some points, you don't even need workers anymore. So automation has came over now and actually ran over top of a lot of the unskilled people. All right. So that's the reason why that you're in the situation you're in. One, you have no marketable skills after graduating from college or graduating from high school. Two, the manufacturing jobs were exported and skilled labor was imported. So that gave you where they didn't need your labor anymore. Your labor became obsolete. And third was automation. Automation came in and actually eliminated the actual worker that you need. Okay, so now you have to figure out what can I do to get out and acquire some type of skill. Glendon Cameron, he has I think Hustler Kung Fu now is his channel, but he always say the problem is not that the American people don't make enough money. The problem is American people don't have enough skill, don't have a skill that's marketable, and that's where Appliance Bootcamp come in. We teach you how to have a marketable skill that you can actually take to the actual workplace. And if you don't come to Appliance Boot Camp, you got to go someplace and get you a marketable skill that you can take to the actual workplace and actually go out and get the money and have a big enough shovel where you can actually make a dent to actually pull yourself up. Now, once you get that actual marketable skill, um, you're gonna have to then go to the areas that actually you have to market yourself to the people who have money. The people who have money, if those people who was at the Appliance Boot Camp this weekend, one thing that Mr. O and that Slick kept telling everybody, The people that you're going to be servicing their appliances. A lot of people saying, "Who's going to be paying me $200 to come fix up an appliance?" We're thinking our aunt Linda is going to be out here. We're going to her house to fix her appliances. No, and they keep telling they're going to gated communities. They're going to $500,000 homes and stuff. You're going over to a place where people actually have money, where they actually going to pay for. They got the money and the resources to pay for this service. So you be marketing yourself to those people. Otherwise, if you're not marketing to people who have money, you're gonna be marketing to government, trying to get money from the government, and you don't want to do that. And unfortunately, a lot of times with us as African Americans, the first thing we want to do, we want to actually do a business what we call a nonprofit, and that way, because we can go say we can get some government money because we are trying to market to people within our area, and the people within our area most of the time don't have any money to do anything with. And so we figure we can go get money from the government, then supply some service to the people within our areas, and that's how we'll do business. And that's not a good way to do business because if you're doing a nonprofit, you have to go beg the government or beg whatever entity that's sending you money to give you money every year. So you gotta get funded. You gotta beg for funding every year, and you gotta do what they tell you to do. Regardless if you want to do it or not. If you want to get their money, you're gonna have to do it. Versus if you go out to the marketplace and you market your skill set to the people who have money, that's looking for what you are offering, then you don't have to beg nobody for no money or anything. Those people actually come knocking at your door, trying to get you. They come looking for you to actually give you the get for you to give them the service that you are offering. So now that's why I'm coming back again to Appliance Bootcamp. To do that, it's very few services you can go out there and do now, where it's not going to require you to actually go into a lot of debt or have to go through somebody else to get to that service. One service you can do is plumbing. Plumbing is something that'll pull you up out of poverty. But guess what? The unions up north and the ghetto boys down south to lock that in. You can't get in unless you go through them and work for them for 5 or 7 years and hope then that you can pass the test to get licensed. So that's out the question. Electrical, you can do that as electrician. Same thing. The unions up north and the ghetto boys down south to lock that off. HVAC, same thing. The unions up north and the ghetto boys down south and lock that off. You could probably do painting. You can go out and paint. But if you're going out to paint, if you're somebody who never done business before and you totally broke, you don't have the money and the knowledge to go out and do marketing to actually market those people to actually let you paint their houses. Another thing that you don't have the actual capital, the money to actually buy the supplies and stuff that you actually need to get out there and do it. You don't have the money to buy the ladder because I talk to you all, a lot of people who's trying to get into appliance boot camp. They don't have the money to go out and buy the ladder and buy the paint. Because if I'm going out there to do some work for somebody, a lot of times, if I was doing electrical work, a lot of times I would have to whatchamacall. I'll have to come out my pocket $1,500 to $2,000 before I even got any money for wiring a house. So I had to supply the parts, the materials and stuff up front, and I had to pay my labor until I got to what we call the rough end. Once I got to the rough end, then I got a little bit of money. Or if that's not the case, if somebody did give you some money up front, it was just enough money to get the materials and to the job site. You want enough money to pay your labor or anything, because most of the time they don't trust you, and they want to make sure they just got enough. They give you just enough money to pay for the materials. So if you do walk off, they got the materials and you got none to labor and stuff. So most of the time you wouldn't have the money to actually go into like the painting, and you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom to actually market to people correctly, or you don't even know what to even charge really, because you don't know anything about business. All right. If you're gonna try to be a doctor or a lawyer, I don't know if lawyers so much nowadays, but if you're gonna be a doctor or a dentist, that will give you enough skills to and give you a big enough shovel to actually pull yourself up out of poverty. But now you're gonna go maybe $200,000 in student loan debt, and you gotta be extremely smart to go to school to get in that situation where you can become a doctor or a dentist or something like that. and then you're gonna have to go $1 million in the hole for your practice almost. So you still stuck out. Now you come to Appliance Boot Camp. Appliance Boot Camp, I'm teaching you for a small fee. I'm teaching you how to actually. I'm eliminating the marketing part. I'm telling you how to go out and get contracts where you don't have to market. I'm showing you how to actually handle your money. I'm showing you. I'm eliminating the need for you to market at the beginning. You getting cash flow coming in daily. So now you got enough money to actually service any debts and stuff that you may have. All that stuff that you might have to do on other businesses just starting one up, I eliminate all of that. Where I'm showing you, I'm cutting you right to the actual point where you don't, all the bones and all that stuff is going, all the fat is going, you're going right to the meat. I'm showing you exactly how to get out of it. So that's how you would have to do it that way. All right. Now, once you start working and you get some skills, just say you come to Appliance Boot Camp, because right now that's the only thing I think that's still out there that you can actually as that you can actually just start and make money and make enough money where you can actually pull yourself up out. I've been thinking of other careers and stuff like that. I don't know any other career that's big and that has a shovel and has the frequency of getting paid. You know, like we were talking this weekend. You know, you going out and you getting 85, $100 every time you stop at somebody's house, and you stop in somebody's house 4 or 5 times a day. Every day you getting somewhere between $300 to $500 in your pocket. You got the warranty company sending you 500 to $1,000 every day. I don't know any other business without a trade license or without some hurdles you have to cross that will actually pay as much and as frequent as appliance repair, and has the demand that we have for the actual services that we offer. But if you do happen to go find something else that will do that, what you need to do once you start getting that cash and you get yourself stable, and once you get yourself stable, you need to start turning that cash into tangible assets. You need to that cash ain't for you to just keep spending and going out and balling out and buying crazy stuff. You gotta take that cash that you get, you gotta turn it into some tangible asset. When I say tangible asset, I mean something that you can touch and hold and that keeps its value. Um, and I want one that's going to produce cash flow. Some people like to buy precious metals and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but precious metals don't produce cash flow for me. I need something that's going to produce cash flow. That could be if I wanted to expand my business, I'll buy me another vehicle and put me another tech, and that way I can expand, and that's a tangible asset. My vehicle, I can touch it. It actually, with a service vehicle, is a little different than your personal vehicle. Your personal vehicle, most of the time, ain't making you no money. Your service vehicle is going to be making you cash flow. So even though it's depreciating, the cash that it's kicking off while it's depreciating is a lot, 20 times more than the depreciation of it. So it's not like you going to buy a Mercedes and letting it sit in driveway, ain't making no money off of it. If I go buy a service van, that service van it will depreciate. But if I got a technician in it, it might kick me off $1,000, $2,000 a week, or more, while it's in there, while it's depreciating. So I don't really care if it's depreciating. So because it's gonna kick off more money than depreciation. I go out and I buy real estate. With real estate, it holds its value. So if something was to happen, like we were talking this weekend, if the markets crash, if the economy crash, or whatever, it doesn't matter. My real estate is still there. I can go touch it, and whatever the new currency might be, I can sell my real estate for that new currency. Same thing, it hedge against inflation. If inflation goes up, I can change the prices of my rent, charge more in rent. So it stays there and it's constant. So I like to do that. Okay, once you go out and you start buying tangible assets and product and that produce cash flow, now you got to come out, and because you're now pretty stable, like I am right now. I'm stable. My families and stuff are okay. I'm good. So now what you have to do, you have to come out and teach others what you know, and you got to build a support group. You got to go out and find people that that you can actually pour into, and people that can pour into you. And what happens, y'all gonna start to cross pollinate. For instance, JT and I, we came together and we started Appliance Boot Camp. And from there, I didn't know anything about the YouTube world, anything about that, about doing YouTube videos, editing, marketing on YouTube. I knew none of that. JT did. I knew how to buy cheap real estate and how to fix them yourself and all that. At that point in time, JT wanted to get involved in doing real estate. So we cross pollinated. He taught me the YouTube stuff, and I looked at him and saw how he was doing his YouTube, and we had numerous conversations every day about YouTube videos, how you do this, how you do that, how you market, and at the same time, as you saw, he was coming out looking at my properties, looking at how I was doing stuff, and how I acquired properties, how I built them myself, and how I was paying cash for them and stuff. And now look. We cross pollinated. He's over there now doing very well. He got his property going on. You saw his video he put up today where he's cleaning it out. He's doing it himself. He paid cash for it. Uh, I'm very proud of that. That's the way it's supposed to be. And now you look at me, I'm over here doing YouTube from the stuff that he taught me. I know everybody say, but why y'all not riding in the same boat and stuff? You're not supposed to keep riding in the same boat. I need JT to go over there and become very strong on that real estate side, and he needs me to come over here and come very strong on the YouTube side. Because what happened, if something was to happen to, say something happened to me, and this YouTube stuff don't work out or something happened and I hit a bad spot in my financial life. If JT is strong in real estate and he's still strong in YouTube, I could go over to JT and say, "Hey man, let me renovate some of your houses for you." Because from what I'm hearing, from what I've heard, he's going to be trying to buy maybe two per year from what he said on his video. So I could take my skill set over there and say, "Hey JT, let me renovate some of the houses for you. Let me wire some of your houses." Same thing. If something was to happen with him over there and he need to come back over here and get some more cash, I need to have the YouTube thing picked up. So when he come back over here, say, hey, let me do some more marketing and stuff on your YouTube channel and stuff. I said, come on, we go back to the same thing we had. So we both need to be strong. So now we have a support group. So if I was to fall, he can pick me up, and he was to fall, I can pick him up. And that's what you have to do. It's not for you just to get rich by yourself. That money that you're taking out that community, you go into another community and you actually pulling funds and stuff out of that community, and you're gonna be bringing those funds back into your community and to your people and teaching them how to do the exact same thing, and you building you up your own little group. That's how Abdul and Ron and them able to stay so strong and still be able to have businesses and stuff for 300 years and stuff going on throughout their families because they stay together. And Ron is not dependent upon Abdul to do everything for him, and Abdul's not dependent upon Ron to do everything for him. Everybody has their own niche, and they play their own niche, and everybody has their own little. They have their own businesses. Like Abdul has businesses that's not connected to Ron and their group. That's just for him and his family. Same thing with Ron, but they collectively they still do stuff together. So that's how you do that. And then once you start to do that and you building you a support group, so now we have a support group. I have a support group built up with my 10 my investment club investment group with other entrepreneurs. You see, I took you over to my friend who's doing the stuff for the veteran houses. I got a friend that has a bunch of restaurants. I have one of my past employees have electrical company. I got places I could go anywhere if need to actually make money if something bad was to happen to one of my companies. I got all my friends. I could call them up anytime. They'd be like, "Yeah, come on and go to work." Shit, excuse me, I ain't mean to curse, but I could call people up from Appliance Boot Camp now. The way they begging for a text and say, "Hey man, let me come work for you." They'd be more than happy to let me come work for them. So now I got hundreds of people who came to Appliance Boot Camp that I've helped. I could, if something really bad happened, I could go work for one of them and say, hey, let me help you build your company up, and they'd be more than glad to let me jump in and help. So that's how you start to build your support group. Now, once you build your support group up, the last thing you need to do, you need to now start thinking about the next two generations. You need to start thinking of, like me, I'm thinking about my grandkids. You might see when I'm talking about my buildings, I'm saying I'll go ahead and do this so my kids and grandkids won't have to do it. That's the mindset you got to get to. You got to get to a point where it's no longer about you, where you got to say, okay, I'm done. What I didn't do in my 20s and early 30s, all that crazy stuff. If I didn't purge myself those years of doing crazy stuff and just doing everything I need to do at 47 in my 40s and 50s and 60s, I don't need to do it. I'm done. My life, far as that, is over with, and I need to be here now building assets for my grandkids that I don't even have now. For my grandkids to be coming here, so that's what you got to start doing. Then you got to start looking past yourself and start looking for generations coming after you, and that's where I'm at right now. Well, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about my kids and grandkids, what I'm going to leave for them, and I'm making sure that what I leave for them ain't going to be all messed up. That I can leave it in a uh, in a in a orderable fashion. So when they do get it, it's not a burden on them. That it actually becomes a blessing for them. And that's how you actually pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Is it something that you can do real quick and stuff? No, it ain't nothing you're gonna do real quick. It's something that's gonna be easy? No, it's not easy. Is it something that's gonna be glamorous and real shiny and pretty? No, it's not. You see me um, uh, out there working in old buildings and stuff. You see how nasty they are. You see how nasty I look. I don't be able to walk around in no $200 suit and no mink coat and no $400 belt and all that. I don't get to do all of that because I'm out there building. You saw JT the last couple of videos he put up. He picking up old possums and picking up trash, and you see it's not pretty. But he's building that. He's thinking the same thing. He ain't thinking about himself. He's building that for his kids. So that's where you got to be, and that's what I'm teaching you all at Appliance Bootcamp. When you come to Appliance Bootcamp, that's what I'm teaching you all. I'm not teaching you all to go out and get no job. Most of y'all who come have very good jobs. I'm always surprised that y'all don't like them. That's what surprised me. Y'all have very good jobs, but I'm actually teaching you all how we can actually get out this rut that we're in, where people now no longer feel like they're able to start and have the American dreams. They can't live that life of abundance, where they feel like where people feel like they have to go live in the result to living in a bus or a van. That's what their goals are. It's not no longer buying a nice house or buying rental property. They looking at how they can go buy a van and gut it out so they can sleep in that and pee and take a dump in a bucket. I don't want you to be living like that. I want you to live life abundantly. I want you to be enjoy your life, and I want you to be able to leave something for your kids and grandkids. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm teaching you all to do. I'm gonna also uh, have a couple of different payment plans for Appliance Bootcamp. A lot of people have reached out to me. The prices is going to be the same, but I'm gonna break it out where you can have a little longer monthly payment on some of them, so people can actually get in. Because, like I say, talking to people this weekend and talking to people on the phone, a lot of times I'm here in this little room behind this microphone. I don't realize how many people actually are listening and the changes that are happening in their lives. And a lot of people are making me aware that what we're doing is really helping a lot of people. It's life changing. So we're gonna get it. So the price is gonna be the same because that price that I put out there, that's the price that we need to keep that building sustained and keep bringing everything we need in for the people coming behind us. If we start to go below that price, it'll get to the point where we don't leave it. We won't leave a good legacy for the people coming behind us, and we won't be able to keep up with the technology and stuff that's coming on. So that price will have to stay, but we can make it where we can get a lower entry level for you all to get in and get started. And the prices, you might have to make a little bit more payments. Maybe break it out to maybe 4 or maybe 5 payments, so they'll be a little bit smaller, a little easier for you to get in. And once you get in, you can actually start making some money and start making the money to make those payments. So by Thursday, I'll come up and I'll tell you the different payment plans, but the price gonna be still the same, but we'll make it where you have a little lower entry level to get in by Thursday. All right. So that's how I was able to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I didn't have nobody give me no money. Matter of fact, I think when I got married, my family, my mom and dad gave me $1,500 as a wedding gift. That was it. And we haven't gotten any money from my parents or from my in-laws since since my wife and I've been married. Now we've been broke, we've been broke, but no, none of my in-laws, none now time have my in-laws given us any money, and we have never went to my parents for any money. A matter of fact, now we're able to actually send money up to my parents, and we take my wife family. We take them on vacation with us, and they don't pay anything. We're able to do all of that. Whenever we go someplace and they want to go, they go free of charge, and they don't have to pay anything. All they gotta do is just pack their clothes and come. So, but now I'm gonna go to the actual chat. I know tonight is the actual college football championship, so I'm gonna be mindful of that and let people get off. And I'm a little tired too from the weekend, so I need to get back in. All right, hello Mike. Hello Mike. Appreciate everything you're doing. Thanks, old boy Tread. DC and F Appliance Repair. What's going on, Mike and ABC family? Okay, Mike Trend. Mike, old Republican 210 now requesting my insurance after I submitted my application. Does that? Yeah. They want you to join. You need to go get your insurance. They're ready for you to join. All right. All right. Hey, how you doing, Perry Jones? D fam, not alumni yet, but watched all your videos. Just made uh, just made $200 plugging up an air handler that lady unplugged done Christmas stuff in the attic. Thanks, bro. There you go. There you go, man. Appreciate it, D Fern. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Okay, let's go. All right. There you go. It's like that, Mike. Okay. Bob Knight, what's up, Mike? I appreciate what you're doing. Just wondering, will I do well in New York City? And build up and quit to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, you should do well in New York City. Yeah, you should do well. Like I say, depending on where you at, are you in like Harlem or like the metropolitan area, or are you out in the upper New York in like the country area? But we have people who have came from both places. But appliance repair do well everywhere. It do well everywhere. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, we fine. We fine. All right, because we don't read, please, Uncle Mike. Okay, James Snyder, Mike. If I apply with two companies, can I add them both to my insurance? Yeah, no, you can add as many people as you want to on your insurance. You can add, God knows, you can have as many as you want. Uh, People being additional insurer, all that does is just say if you don't pay your bill, they'll send them a note telling them that you didn't pay your bill. They just want to make sure that you got general liability. Kevin Roberts. Good morning, Mike and ABC family. Enjoyed the class this weekend. Okay, we appreciate you and your mission and your vision, brother. Much success. Thanks, man. Enjoyed meeting you, man. Mr. Kales, what's up, ABC family? Okay. William Curl. A lot of times it has to do with your surroundings in regards to pulling yourself up. And another topic is the mental health people don't realize in our community there is a risk. Yeah. In our community, we have a lot of mental health people, and a lot of times in our community, I'll be honest, in the African American community, we're very, very accepting of everybody. We know for years and years and years, we have people within our community that should be somewhere institutionalized. But we let them stay there, and they're all part of the community, and they misbehave sometimes, and we look past that. But we do have people in our community that really need institutionalized help, and they're running free. I remember growing up in my community, there was always a couple of men that you had to be mindful of the young girls. And I remember my cousins and my sister, my grandmother and my parents would tell them, if you see this guy, you run to the first house you get to. Don't you be walking by yourself and go past this person's house. And because they were known to actually try to do stuff to the young girls, and we knew that in the community. The whole community knew. Instead of the men coming together and running him off and getting them out of there, the way we done it, we just told the young girls, if you ever see him walking, you run to the first house you get to, and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's what we do in the African American community. William Carroll, that we in our community do not talk about trying to get over your own hurdles in life and not believing in yourself. All right. Mr. Kales, anyone going to the appliance convention next week? I'll be there, Mr. Kales. I'll be there. When I get there, I'll probably Monday, if people are around. I would like to do whatchamacallit. When I do the live show, I'm gonna do the live show there from the Appliance Bootcamp live event. I mean, Appliance Bootcamp, my little weekly Monday night broadcast. I would like for anybody who's there with Appliance Bootcamp or anybody else that's in the appliance field that's going to be there. I like for us to do it all together. So I'll definitely be there. All right. Okay, for happy new week, Mike. Okay, thanks, man. All right. BK from the Rockets. I'm recently learning that networks are really big in business. The rapper producer Leslie Line recently discussed on the Breakfast Club about the Harvard Alumni Network he didn't know he had. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it is very big. It is very big. Clinton Jackson, God give us the power to fix our own issues. Better to pray for wisdom and direction and not for a miracle for things to just change. Yeah, I didn't know that. I was praying, instead of praying for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to fix my problems, I was praying for a miracle. That's what I was praying for. And that was just a little misguidance. And believe it or not, when I figured out the right way, I was able to figure. I did get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a higher being. So that does work. But praying for a miracle, that didn't work. Kevin Roberts, Mike, our class didn't take a picture, but that's okay. The class was great. You're changing lives, Key. Yeah, usually what happens, JT usually come through and take the picture. With me, a lot of times when I'm teaching and stuff, my mind get kind of get just more mainly into the teaching part of it. So what I'm gonna be doing when we get to the new class, like I said, I'm gonna have somebody working with me there, either a young lady or a young man, and that's what their responsibilities would be to actually take the pictures, to actually do the interviews with people and all that. Because with me, I get so involved with what's going on with teaching. When I look up, it's time to go, and everybody, I'm not I haven't done all those little small things as far as taking pictures and stuff. I'm more so trying to give the knowledge. I need somebody to come in and say, okay, let's break, take the pictures. So yeah, going forward, we'll have that there. Hey, now, Dr. Front. Hello, ABC fam. Okay. Clint Jackson, bro, made me want a Nissan Transit. Yeah, man, he got it looking good. All right. I hope everyone out there is prospering in the field. Yeah, everybody seems to be doing good. Because we don't read. Let me be by your side for 6 months, please. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm working with these two guys, and we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do. Okay, how you doing, man? Tax Elite Property LLC. Aloha, Mike. Your Hawaii crew is still here. Appreciate the class this weekend. Hello to the ABC family. Okay, yeah. I want to tell you too. Uh, she brought her son with her. And her son, and this is the thing too, if anybody ever came to Appliance Bootcamp class, I'll tell them too. It's funny. Like I said, it took me four years in college, and I couldn't read schematics. They learn to read schematics in about 2 hours. And when we start repairing appliances, I show them one time how to do something. Most of the time after that, I can almost step back because somebody pick it up real quick, and then that person start helping everybody. They end up teaching the class. Well, anyway, her young son was there, and he's going to school for electronics. He's in college. I think it might be his second year in college for electronics. And we on Sunday we got to the part we are talking about diodes and stuff, and we got to the that's what he's learning in college, and he gave us a quick lesson on what a diode is and what it does and all that. And I'm very proud of him. I told him I didn't know any of that after graduating. As an engineer for about a year or two, I didn't know any of that. But he was thoroughly I was thoroughly impressed with his knowledge of electronics, and he actually he's not gonna be a typical 18, 19-year old. He walk around with electronic book in his pocket. I peeped that when after I saw him teach. I was wondering how he knows this stuff like that. And I saw him put in his pocket electronic. He walk around with electronic book in his pocket with components and all that stuff, and how stuff works. So he's gonna do very well in life. He's gonna do very well. Mr. Salsa Mafia TV. I have you my TV and iPhone. I need your message to stick. 2020 vision. Appreciate it, sir. Okay, thank you, thank you. Mike Cran. What do I do if both companies sent me work? Do I put one on hold? Nah, you what you call if both companies send you work, you just schedule them and figure out which one you want. If you got time to do both of them, do them. If you don't have time to do two companies at the same time, be honest with you. Unless you're doing it full time, two warranty companies might send you too much work. But what you I would do, I'll put one of them on hold, test one of them out for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, put the other one on hold, test that one out, figure out which one you like. But if you got two warranty companies, they might send you too much work for just one man by yourself, just starting off. All right, let's see. All right, let me. I lost my place. Let me get back. Okay. All right. BK from the Rocky, he's talking to the chat. Understand that wealthy people are paid to fix a decent appliance than blow money on buying a new appliance. I can definitely see a market for appliance repair. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. That's the other thing too, 89 Dr. Funk. Gated community folks are too busy to shop for appliances. They would rather pay for it to get it fixed. Yeah, and what happens too, in a gated community, a lot of times they have stay-at-home moms, and the stay-at-home moms, that's their job to make sure the house run properly. So now she got something to do. The appliance is broken, so now this is her job to do something now. So now she's there to make sure the appliance get working right. So she wants to get it fixed. And like I said, now it's not like the old days when the appliances was just there just to keep your milk cold and stuff. Now appliances have become like almost like artwork to people. So they go buy their appliances and they get their kitchen cabinets, knobs, and they get the kitchen colors to match their appliances, and they want to keep it there. They like the look. Some people, I go to their houses, they have their kitchen appliances. Then if they got the laundry room nearby the kitchen, they have the wash and dryer to match the kitchen appliances, and they want to keep all that stuff there. That's the way they design their kitchen in their house, and they want to keep it there. Okay, our time is no longer coming. It's here now. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. All right, Cody CX. What's up, ABC fam? Just submitted my LLC doc. The goal is to get with a warranty company prior to the hands-on event in February. A little nervous. Okay, you definitely do that. If you come into the hands-on event on the 29th, you definitely be working before you get here. Hey, Wild Wills, what's up, man? Here in Cali, you need to pay for the license for your information. Okay. Gen 1010. Take it one day at a time. There you go. All right. All right, Gen 1010. I was just talking about you and your brother, man. I hadn't heard from y'all. I hope y'all doing well out there. DCN Appliance Family Rental Property. Okay. Douglas Martin. Good night, AB fam. How's it going, Mike? Okay. All right. Yeah, everybody see Smalls in here. All right, Sharper. All right. The next class is gonna be February 29th. And that's the thing too. You see how people coming in, people in that class who came to the class with people. It, it all becomes like almost like a little family, man. Everybody keep in touch, and like I said, I love to see when the alumni come in and you see them in their uniforms and they're bringing in knowledge and stuff. I always like that. I always like that, and the alumni loves to give help and stuff to the people who coming through and give motivation. And it gives them motivation where they can see them. And a lot of times people are so surprised to know they ask them, how long you been doing it? Oh, about 2 months. 2 months. And it's really good. And I appreciate that. All right. I appreciate that DC and F appliance repair. Sharing these gems with my family and friends might drop. Okay, thanks. All right. Because we don't read, nah, you ain't never gonna be broke. Like you can't bless this many people and go broke. You made money. Nah, I not made of money, but that's how you keep from going broke. You have to build the people up around you up, so they're not needing or wanting anything from you. And if something was to happen, I can pull go do stuff with them. But if I'm the only person got some money, then we're in trouble. But if everybody got money, we good. All right, Wayside Bullies. Paying cash is the best way to go. Okay. New Boy Live. What's good, fam? Fight Club. Laugh out loud. Okay. Fact. All right. I don't know about that, man. Uh, like I said, we are talking this weekend, and they're asking me about how I do stuff, and I was telling them about when I first went out and bought properties, and I was going to renovate them, and they're asking me how I learned how to. I was telling them how I learned how to fix houses and how I learned how to build and stuff. Well, anyway, I went out and bought all these properties, and me and one of my friends, we had decided that he was a contractor, a general contractor, and I was a electrical contractor, and we decided that we are going to buy properties, renovate them, and then we're going to actually sell them to people in the communities and stuff. And I went out, bought properties, and gave him half the money up front to actually go out and to renovate the properties. Then I was going to pay him the other half once he finished renovating them. So and that was including materials and everything. And I gave him half his labor, and and he didn't do it, and he spent all the money and didn't buy no materials. And all I had, I was there. I had property, but I was broke. I couldn't go back out and I had the money I set aside to actually fix the properties was gone. So that's how I had to start fixing them, learn how to fix the properties because he done that. I actually then had to actually go out there and fix them myself. 'Cause I ain't had no money to pay nobody else, and that's how I learned how to fix properties up, and that's how I learned how to build. And that's what they was laughing. They were telling me and when they said it that day this weekend, I was like, nah, I won't. But I went home and thought about it. They were correct. It was a blessing to me. They're like, he was a blessing to me, and I was like, nah, I wanted my money back. But nah, it actually was it was a blessing because at that point in time, I was all my what was I gonna do? He had spent all the money. He hadn't bought any materials, and I couldn't get the money back from him. He didn't have it to give, and I still had the properties. And what I was going, I had to have the properties fixed, but I couldn't pay nobody to fix them. So I had to go learn how to do it myself, and that's how I started learning how to fix the houses and stuff. And now we go forward years later. Here it is now because I was doing that. I got all the tools and stuff that I need to fix any house. Um, I got I got the knowledge to fix any house. Well, now where I'm at this building that we have now, and I'm fixing it by myself with the help of these with a couple of young guys and stuff. We actually doing it ourselves and saving a whole lot of money. And it's pretty easy now. I know what I'm doing. Versus if I had to actually pay somebody to do what we're doing there, the cost of it would be three times, not if not four times as much. Because like you saw, with JT removing the trash. He was doing a video of him removing the trash from his house. Now that's just he already 1,200 in on removing that trash. All right, so he hasn't even started the renovations yet. When he started doing the renovations, he's gonna have to actually now. You see me ripping stuff out. When he started ripping stuff out, he got to throw that trash away too. So when he started doing that, pulling that trash out, that's gonna be another 1,200, maybe $2,000 to get that trash off. And then when he start to build it back, the trash from cutting wood and the wrappers and stuff, and everything you bring, you got to throw that trash off. That's another $2,000. So you might have he might have maybe 5 to 6, maybe $7,000 into just moving trash out of that house. And that's what I figured out on my first house. I said I spent every time they came to the house to dump the trash, it was anywhere between $500 to $800 for them to do it. And I said, by the time I finished building this house, at that time, I had like maybe 5 or 6 houses. And I said, I'm gonna be 30,000 into fixing houses. That's why I went and bought that dump truck. And you see now, every place I done been to renovate, I got that dump truck, but I still pay. I still pay myself now. My business appliance boot camp is paying me my little $500 or $800 every time I go there and dump the trash, just like that guy charged JT. And I'm seeing JT going through those same steps, and you seeing JT saying, "Hey, I'm buying my own." He buying his own tools and all that because he's gonna be doing houses and stuff. And man, that feels good that I was able to help him with that way, and I hope he feels just as good seeing me over here on YouTube. But yeah, so I'm seeing all of that where you can actually tell people ahead of time this is what you're gonna need, and it's not surprises like I was surprised. All right. Okay. New boy life. Can't wait to start my business. Been a bad day for me. Need a new motivation. Okay. Okay. DCNF appliance repair. It's slow right now in Tennessee. Need people to start getting those refund checks. Yeah, everybody waiting for refund checks. It's slow everywhere. People waiting for refund checks. My feed is bugging. Okay. The A9 Dr. Phone. Yeah, man, that van life people are living a freaking weird. Yeah, they are. Okay, Cole Cam. I see your text. I don't want to put your phone number out there. I called your number this morning, but it went straight to voicemail. I text you when I get off here. You said you went to the new location. You should have got an email with the actual directions to the old building. But I saw your email last night. I tried calling you this morning and went straight to voicemail. I text you. You text me back and I'll call you. I don't want to open up your show your message. Cause like I said, we got some crazy people on the internet. I don't want nobody calling your phone. Wild Williams, always on my bus. There you go. Yeah, that's Wild Williams. He drive the buses. Hey, the other thing too, like I said, going forward, we're gonna be at the new location. To get the location and stuff, go to appliancebootcamp.com. I'm gonna put it here, and that'll have the location of the new building. And that's where you will buy the courses at and everything. I put it in the chat. Let's see here. Wow, we got a lot of people commenting. All right. Just called me last night to hire me as a mechanic. All the illegals left shop. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's Wild Williams. Oh boy, Dread. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Uh New boy live. Can you go state to state with this appliance business? Like if I live in Florida, want to go to Georgia? Yeah, 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 yeah. You can go any state you want to. You can be in as many states as you want. It won't. It doesn't matter. What's the best third party warranty company to link up with in anyone's opinion? You got to figure out who's best for you. Like I say, different reps are in different areas. Some people I like, people didn't like. Some people they like, I didn't like. You gotta figure out which one's best for you, and you got different reps. So you need to sign up and figure out which one you like. All right. What's up, ABC fam? Okay, that's how you doing, Slick? All right, Jamal Murray. When's the next class? February 29th. You need to actually purchase. Go to appliancebootcamp.com and you have to purchase the actual online hands-on event. And if you do that, then you can actually register for the actual course coming up. The register for which live event you would like to come to. All right. Okay, here we go, Mr. Salsa Mafia TV. Can you break down the payment plan? Number of payments. I'm gonna try to get it in. I gotta see if I can do it. I think they will let me do it. I'm gonna try to get it down to where you can have a full payment plan where you can break it up into like $400 payments. $400 I think is enough for is where people can actually get in. When we're doing the $400 and the $500, a lot of people were able to pay that. So if you were to pay the $400 one, you can go ahead and have access to the online, and then from there, you can actually go ahead and start working. And by the time the next payment is due, you should be made enough another $400 to be able to make that payment to get going. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to break it down into have an option where you can break it down to 400 and some dollar payments. Um, and that way you'll get access. But you should have maybe 30 days. I'll see how many. I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna see. I gotta look and see if Teachable will let me do it. They should allow you to break it up into like 4 payments, and that way you can actually get started and make some money, and it won't be too much of a burden on you. Okay. Osei Bean Bay. Mike, when you would do warranty work, how far you willing to go in regards to driving time? Uh, when I first got started, how are you doing? I think you're up in Massachusetts, if I'm correct. If so, let me know how you doing up there. When I first got started, I went probably an hour north, an hour south, an hour either directions. Uh, but from where I not quite an hour, about 45 minutes. It was about 45 minutes either direction. But as I started to get more and more work, I actually started to shrink my area out. And then I found some areas I didn't want to go to. And as I started to get more and more work, I started to shrink it down. Grease Griffins, thanks, Mr. Sneed. Okay, you're welcome. Wayside Bullies, oh, talking to 89 Dr. Funk. Uh, Carrie Rothschild, I love appliance repair. Started my business 2 months ago. Went from 22.50 per hour as an employee. Oh my God, listen to this. Carrie Rothschild, I love appliance repair. Started my business 2 months ago. Went from 22.50 per hour as an employee to $100 plus an hour as a boss. Thanks, Mike, for the knowledge. Man, congratulations, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to hear you doing that. I'm glad to hear you doing that. And this right here is typical. And that's one of the things JT gets on me all the time about telling people not to quit their jobs. But God knows, 22.50 per hour and then going to $100, and that's typically what you're gonna be doing. It's hard for me. It's hard for somebody not to quit their job. It used to be I'll be laughing. It used to be people want to do stuff, and they would say they can't do it. They wouldn't do stuff because they didn't want to mess up their job. They didn't want to mess up their job. But now everybody who comes to Appliance Boot Camp, after about a month or so, I get the same thing when they call, man, this job is in my way. This job is in my way. I gotta get out of this job. It's in my way. It used to be everybody look forward to the job. Now the job has became a nuisance. It's in their way. But that's typical what Carrie Rothschild is talking about. That's typical. Man, congratulations. I appreciate that. Uh, hey, wow, Mike, can I offer my time to you at no charge just to learn? Uh, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like I said, I was thinking I could go back and get people that younger generation, but I'm almost to the point to say, nah, it can't be done. I gotta wait till they're 35, that 35 and older, or when their mind is ready. When they're younger, I don't even know what they're thinking. I don't even know what they're thinking. And that's just not. And let me be honest. That's just not them. Those young guys. That's all the young guys. My son the same way. He doesn't want to do what I do. He wants to do what JT does, which I don't mind. That's what he wants to do. But he doesn't want to do what I'm doing. My oldest daughter, I begged her when she was going to college. I'll say, you need to go to college for accountant. I need an accountant. But she wanted to do the social work thing. And so uh, what happened, you can tell them uh, at that point in time, well, still now, people still don't listen to me. Uh, what we do in our community as African Americans, we say, well, you need to go for, you went to college for what you want to go to. You can't tell nobody to go to college for what they want to. You let people live their own lives. So now she's gone. She's getting ready to graduate. Now she's second guessing it, talking about she doesn't want to do social work that much. I'd say, I told you that. I told you to do accounting. But I was when I was with Ron and Abdul and them, their kids didn't get to choose what they wanted to go to college for. If they needed an accountant, they're going to be an accountant. Somebody's going to school for accountant. If they needed a doctor, they're going to school to go get a doctor. And now with my youngest daughter, she has my oldest daughter. She had the capacity to do whatever she wanted to do. So she'd been a very good accountant. My youngest daughter, she has the capacity and the skill to do whatever she want to do. And I told her she ain't got no choice. She's going to be a doctor. Cause like I say, my wife was telling me today, we need to go get you when you going to get a physical. I was like, I don't have to wait till Michaela become a doctor because they putting too many people on dialysis around here. I said I go there and get a physical. Next thing I know, they trying to put me on dialysis. I said, right now I just don't trust the doctors. I got to wait till my daughter become a doctor. And that might be next time I get a physical because I just don't trust the doctors right now. So going forward, if I'm paying for the next person I pay for go college, they're gonna have to go for something that we have a need for in our community. They just not gonna be going to college. I need a doctor and I need an accountant. So maybe one of my grandkids or somebody or niece or somebody or nephew, somebody's going to school to be an accountant because I need one. All right, all right. Hey Juan, how you doing, man? All right, there you go. Will getting his shirts this week. I heard JT was 10 feet tall. There you go. Wow, great. That's great getting your shirts. Much success. There you go. Casey Wynn. The slow season has me sweating, nervous. My calls slow down a lot, but I know he'll pick up soon. Yeah, yeah. Nah, they're going to. This is a slow season right now. They'll pick up in about maybe 2 weeks. And that's why we normally have the actual that's why we have our actual seminar at this time because it's a slow time. And most of the time, after you've done it, maybe after you get through a whole cycle, a year or two, Casey, this is the time that you're going to look forward to because this is the time you're going to take your vacation. You saw Mike check and whatnot, taking vacation and all that because you're going to know this is the time you're going to slow down a little bit and you're going to look forward to it slowing down so you can take vacation. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of happy it's slow right now because it's giving me time to finish the building. Okay. YCP, appreciate you, Mike. Bless you. Okay, thanks. Kirk Shara. Hey, y'all. I'm new to appliance repair, but please speak about the future of the industry. Is there room for everyone? Oh, God knows, yes. There's room for everyone. Uh, there's plenty room for everybody. Uh, we have several people from Appliance Boot Camp that do that that's right here where I'm in the same area I'm from, and they're working in the same area I'm at. I ain't never seen them. I haven't seen Slick not one time out in the field. The only time I see Slick, he come here. Um, as another tech, I seen him one time at the store, but I never seen him out in the field. The people the subs that actually work for me, I don't see them. I don't see them unless I make it a point to go see them. It's just that's how much work is out there. What's up, Mike ABC? Ernest Kinnock. What's up, Mike ABC family? Mike, you really have changed my life about attending the boot camp back in August. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Hope it was a good way. Okay. 90s baby. Richmond, Virginia. He's ready to mess it up. Okay, he was here this weekend. Thanks, man. All right, I'm in Philadelphia, Kirkshaw. Okay, yeah, plenty of work up there. All right. Okay, Juan and Casey's got stuff going on. All right, Cool Beans. Hey, Cool Beans, ain't seen you in a while. Just tuning in. Most definitely will hit rewind. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Man, we got a lot of people commenting. Okay, somebody Aloha Juan, Tax Elite Property LLC. She's put her email address. She was here this weekend from Hawaii. She wants you to hit her up. Wayside Bullies. Nah, American Home Shield pays by every 3 days. Okay. Okay, OCB win. I'm signed up with one company. I got approved with Warrantech and On Point. This is they okay. Uh, they have been sending me work, but the calls are about an hour out. They pay net 30. Okay, all right. He signed up. Okay. Warrant. Yeah, here you go. Wilco Williams. Don't give them a choice family first. Okay. All right. Warrantech. Okay, Warrantech and On Point paid weekly, so I want to see what kind of work they were sending me. I've been doing it for though because of scheduled they mail you check, so it's about 45 days. Okay, that's no problem. You out here doing it. I'm proud of you, man, because I know when you first came, you had never done here. Osei Ben Baytm, he had not say never picked up a pair of pliers. He had never done anything, fixed anything. I mean, never picked up pliers or anything. And he came here to Appliance boot camp, and he's out there working. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. And he was wondering if he could do it with never ever repaired anything in his life, and he's out there doing it. I'm proud of you. And he's young too. He's not but like 18 or 19. I recall. I don't think he's 21. He's not 21 yet. Okay. Try faster, Mike. Okay, I will. Uh yeah, his band look good. D Johnson, you are truly doing God's work, Mike. Exactly how much in the next ABC and what will be the difference in the next ABC? Will I get less for the money after February 29th? Just one. Uh nah, what we're gonna have to do after February 29th, if you buy the courses now, if you buy it before February 29th, you're gonna be grandfathered in for all the anything that we do, just like everybody else. You'll be grandfathered into the old stuff we have and anything new that we add in the future you have. After February 29th, if you buy the course after February 29th, what will happen then? We're gonna start breaking stuff up. You'll no longer be getting anything new. Like we're adding garage door openers. We're gonna be adding basic electric, and we're still looking into adding maybe seal systems. You wouldn't be able to get all of that. You wouldn't be able to get the QuickBooks and all that stuff that we're gonna be adding. Then they're gonna be actually modules once we get over after February 29th. But for those people who support us until we get into the new building, we want to tell you all thank you. And if you pay before then, you'll be just like everybody else. You have everything going forward. You'll be grandfathered into everything. Okay. Say we should look up. I was in that class as well. Okay. Okay, that's Clinton. Gave him a ride. Okay. There you go. Okay. Somebody still talking to Juan. I'm gonna read a couple more, then I'm gonna get out. Hawaii, Juan, can we communicate? I just have some newbie questions. Okay, Juan, if you could hit her up, she has it in the chat. And if he doesn't see it, if you email me, I'll pass your information to Juan. Okay. Me and my class going to take the whole bakery. Okay. Mike Charles. Hey, Mike, I got a GE refrigerator defrost timers. Some are $10 and some $40. Does it matter as long as the specs are the same? Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as the specs are the same. Um, yeah, if you buy the GE parts are more expensive. Most of the time, people will buy just a generic part, and it doesn't matter. They're all the same. There you go. They got some networking going on. Matt and Kim Harris. How do I sign up for the courses? Go right here to Appliance boot camp. Right here. I just put it in the chat. You go there to appliancebootcamp.com and click on enlist, and you can actually buy the course. Okay, all right. He turned 24 in November. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's good stuff, man. All right. All right. So that's it. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. When I come back on Thursday, I have some new I have some different ways you'll be able to pay to make it where it's a little easier for y'all to get in. So you won't have to have so large of a money because everybody's telling me how much this is changing their lives. Just like the guy in the chat earlier, he went from 2250. 2250, people have killed themselves for 2250. And now he's at $100 plus an hour. So uh people are telling me I'm getting messages every day, people who's coming to the class saying how it's changed their lives and everything. So I want to get as many people in as possible so they can actually experience that feeling. So when I come back on Thursday, I have the new methods of which you all can pay. So it should make it where the entry level won't be as high. Uh, we can spread the payments out a little longer. So everybody can get in before the February 29th. Once again, thank everybody for tuning in, and I'll talk to you all later.